that clock. I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Boruto episode 208 preview. Alright guys, this episode right here is probably going to be the big episode, the episode that everybody has been waiting for, and it's not necessarily only going to be just because of creativity, the animation. We all know, let's not pretend. It's going to be because Boroshiki is going to be active in this episode right here. It's going to be absolutely insane. We already found out about his opponent's strength in the last episode. Boro actually soloed Team 7 in about 15 to 20 seconds, so we know that he is strong. It's now all about how strong Boroshiki is going to be, and I'm pretty sure if we all know, we all read the Boruto manga, or I should say majority of us read the Boruto manga, Boroshiki is going to be on a completely different level. For the guys who haven't necessarily seen the Boruto manga, I'm pretty much damn near self-explanatory right now, mainly because we hear Momoshiki's voice in Boruto's voice as well. But Momoshiki is essentially taking over Boruto's body. He's taking his body for a joy right at this particular point. We know the fighting style is going to be very, very similar to Momoshiki. It's just going to be how well they're going to actually portray it, man, because Momoshiki's fighting style in a tiny, tiny body like Boruto, it might look a little bit weird for a couple of people, but regardless, I think everybody's going to be super satisfied with how Boroshiki looks, how Boroshiki sounds, and how Boroshiki fights. But regardless, let's get into the actual preview. It starts off with Boroshiki just floating amongst everybody with a blue aura around him. Now, remind you guys, Boroshiki right now has almost no chakra, so he's flying with a bunch of aura around him with damn near no chakra, which is amazing in itself, which pretty much tells you guys flying in Boruto probably doesn't necessarily take that much chakra. You just need to know the actual basis of it. Momoshiki himself pretty much been flying for damn near over 100 years at this particular point, so it's probably not a big deal to him, but it just showed you guys how much abilities that Boruto can actually access, not only Boruto, but also Kawaki as well, because of course, he in theory has this form as well, and he in theory is going to be a quote-unquote Otsutsuki member. But regardless, let's get into the actual preview. What's going on? What happened to first things first, bro. My goodness. Bro, I don't know if it's just me, but Boroshiki looks absolutely amazing, bro. Alright, the biggest thing though, I kind of touched on this in my review. Boroshiki has a Byakugan. Now, again, I really want it to be a Jogan, but it's not going to be the biggest deal breaker for me. One of the biggest reasons why it's not going to be a big deal breaker for me is the fact that Momoshiki himself doesn't really use dojutsus that much. If you guys recall, back in his fight with Naruto and Sasuke, and even versus the 5 Kage, he rarely used the Byakugan, and he rarely used his Rinnegan. Regardless, I didn't have any faith in Momoshiki actually using Boruto's Jogan in any way. I just really wanted to be there for the aesthetic purposes. But regardless, Boroshiki in this episode looks absolutely amazing. Alright, so they're pretty much in the subtitles, Team 7 basically trying to figure out exactly what the hell is going on. Mitsuki's like, yo, I'm not sure. Kawaki's like, yo, what is this? Mitsuki's like, yo, I'm not sure. It's going to be very interesting to see exactly how they rationalize this in the Boruto anime. Now, I don't necessarily want to give a bunch of spoilers about exactly what the upcoming episodes are going to be about in regards to manga adaptation, but they, of course, we know they do have to go back to the Hidden Leaf Village, and they do have to talk this over. Now, in the Boruto manga, it was a very quick transition. They didn't necessarily make a huge deal out of it, but in the anime, I believe, because they have a lot more time to add in a lot more anime-only stuff, I believe there's possibly going to be a little bit more tense conversations surrounding this. My dear blue-eyed boy. So this is essentially Momoshiki talking to Boruto. It's still a ways away when you'll lose it all. Now, this right here is extremely ominous. When I read this in the Boruto manga for the first time, I damn near knew exactly what Momoshiki was talking about. If you guys don't necessarily recall, I believe it was episode 64, Momoshiki told Boruto that those blue eyes will take everything from you. Something along those lines. And to this day, we still really have absolutely no idea what Momoshiki is really talking about. Some people might think it's going to be the Jogan, but on Twitter somebody pointed out a very good thing. It's pretty much the fact that Momoshiki said the blue eyes, your blue eyes, which pretty much means multiple eyes. So both his regular blue eyes, not necessarily the Jogan, will eventually take everything from Boruto. Now that could possibly mean Boruto's eyes, potentially mean Naruto's eyes. We've absolutely no idea, but at this particular point, Momoshiki is still kind of hinting towards that and saying that something will take everything from him. Now, obviously, with the Karma Seal, manga readers already understand what that kind of means, but as of right now, it just doesn't necessarily make any sense grammatically. But regardless, let's continue the preview. Alright, that right there is like kind of like the first time we really see like a move from Boroshiki, I should say. It wasn't even really a move, but you barely get to see it, man, because the preview is not necessarily trying to show us everything. But Boroshiki goes in for a kick and completely blows Boro off of his spot. Now, remind you guys, this Boro right here is essentially Broly reincarnated in the Naruto series. This guy is a juggernaut. As I said, extremely powerful. Boroshiki, with damn near no chakra, kicks Boro one time and he goes flying. Like, just look at this. And he goes flying. There is even an indentation in Boro's stomach. Like, so needless to say, Boroshiki is going to be absolutely insane. One thing that I do want to know, and we're probably not necessarily going to get this answer for a very long time, how much of this is Boroshiki entering the second stage of the Karma Seal, and how much of this is Momoshiki unlocking Boruto's body's full potential? That right there is going to be a very interesting dichotomy when we do actually find out, or when we do actually see Boruto start to like ramp it up and actually start entering the second stage of the Karma Seal by himself. Anime only readers, don't worry at this particular point, because in the manga, Boruto has still not necessarily fully like mastered the second stage of the Karma Seal. Let's just say it like that. So I really do want to see what's the difference and what right there is actually contributing to Boruto actually going this crazy. Again, he kicks Boro like the summoning jutsu size of Boro, and then he pretty much goes flying with an indentation in his stomach, which is funny in itself. But regardless, let's continue. Damn, you got Team 7 looking on, bruh. They shook. Boro like, yo, what the hell is this man on? He shook. And you got me behind the laptop screen. I'm shook, bruh. Everybody's shook at this particular point. It was almost like he has someone else, which is fact. I mean, she has the deductive skills of an Uchiha, I guess. She's talking facts, bro. He does have someone else. With the Rasengan, my goodness. This right here is going to pale in comparison to the size of the Rasengan that Boroshiki actually uses. I'm going to talk about this fully. I don't really want to give much spoilers in this video, man, because this is a preview and some anime owners don't necessarily want to get spoiled about episode 208 before the 208 actually does come out. But regardless, I'm going to talk about this in my spoilers. It's going to be absolutely insane. I really can't wait, honestly. I hope I get over this cold by tomorrow, man, because I'm going to be doing that commentary tomorrow. But hope you guys stay tuned. I hope my commentary wasn't too bad today with the review and the preview, man, because I am sick. But regardless, it's me, your boy, Boro B. Let me know what you guys think about the preview in the comment section below. And we out.
It's a knife.